Living life every day, late at night.
Hi guys, and welcome to Mindy's Mindset, Honest Conversations with Queens. Today I have Jasmine, our USA National Miss Texas, here with us. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, so this podcast is all about queens throughout USA National Miss or other pageant systems, just opening up and talking about their mental illness, or just even if they don't have mental illness, talking about ways to promote and advocate for it. So, Jasmine, I noticed in your bio that I had you fill out, you suffer from anxiety, depression, self-harm, and PTSD. Is that correct?
Yes, and high functioning anxiety. So yeah, it's a lot, and the journey to figuring that out was actually a really long process.
Really? Do you mind explaining that?
Yeah, so honestly, I think I've had I have suffered from high functioning anxiety for a long time now. I think I was always shy about it. So I never really shared it with anybody. It's something I hid, even though the signs are always out there. It's just a lot of people don't see it as that. They just see it as fear or being scared. So that's how it was always taken and seen until I told people what it actually was and how to adapt to those changes when it comes to talking to me or our relationships. So when it came to acknowledging where my mental health was and what state it in, and it's always constantly growing and evolving, obviously. But coming out about that, I think has really shown me how far I have come. And I wouldn't trade it in the world for actually sharing where I am because there's so many people just like me.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And it's very rare that you've accepted where you've come from. I believe we're in the new generation that mental illness isn't so much an issue anymore and we're open to talk about it. So that's great that you're part of that generation to help us out.
Yeah.
So for those listening, do you mind explaining why you would self-harm? Like what did it feel like and doing it? How did it like make the pain go away?
That is a really good question. I'm trying to see where do I want to take this question. Um, okay, I can tell you for the many times that I have done it before, it has been a kind of a way of escape. Because if you think about it, people who do these things when this happens to us, or it's our way out or our way of escape, we do it because we want to escape the life that we're living now. We don't know what it looks like in the future.
For sure.
And that's how it's always been for me. It was my thing to escape my emotion being where I was at that moment. So if I could somehow distract myself, that's what it was. So for me, it was a distraction. I know it's not the case for everybody else, but it was the perfect distraction to focus on physical pain rather than emotional pain. Because a lot of people don't want to bring that up. It's a lot more baggage, a lot more things to work on. And it's like that you just don't want to go through it. But it's something you have to if you want to see true healing.
For sure. Well, thank you for being here still today. If you don't mind me asking, have you attempted suicide?
Yes, I have 3 times. So I definitely have I've been there. And it's why I stand for what I do now and why my platform has been what it is. Your brokenness is welcome here because I don't think a lot of people have ever heard that ever in their life. That their flaws are accepted, that you don't have to always hide them so much, or that broken part of you that you think nobody will accept. Um, I'm a living testimony of showing that you can wear those scars on your sleeve and still be the best version of yourself. It doesn't stop you from who you're becoming. And I think that's one thing I've learned from how far I've gone as a little girl to now is that my past does not define who I am now.
For
And if
sure.
you know you have control of that, you know you can take that broken mess and make it really beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's a great mindset to have for sure. Um, Couple more questions we have. So, for those who are suffering from mental illness or just having a tough day, what are some things you recommend for them to do?
I have recently, I've always done journaling, always, because a pen and pad will always listen to you. But also when it comes to me being a musician and I'm an artist and I love music. So my go-to thing is always music, but recently it's been meditation. It actually helps calm my anxiety down tremendously. And it really helps. So it's also finding like the little moments of your day to take time for yourself. That is what I've really had to implement into my lifestyle every day. Of if it means saying no to something, um, to take care of yourself, or saying no to someone, that is okay to do, because I'm also a people pleaser. And that doesn't go hand in hand because I have trouble telling people no or sticking up for myself. And so I've had to take little moments where, hey, I need a rest day, or I need time to meditate right now, or I just need time to myself. But it's okay to say those things. And I know that could really be hard and challenging. I know our generation is progressing forward when it comes to talking about mental health, but there's still more to go when it comes to telling
Sure.
people, hey, I need a mental health day, without people looking at you like, just take a nap and call it a day. It's a lot more than that. So those are little things that I try to do.
Yeah, for sure. I know I'm definitely a people pleaser too, and I'm for sure working on it, being able to say no and not feel guilty about it. I like that where my future work I hold, if I'm not doing so great mentally, I can actually call them and say, "Hey, I need a mental health day," and they're very accepting of that. So I hope in the future many other work environments incorporate that
Mhm.
too.
I really hope so.
Yeah. With your mental health, did anyone in your family know? Did you talk to them, friends, or did you just kind of keep it to yourself?
This is it's funny you asked me that. Like I said, I tried to hide these things for a really long time. So it honestly didn't really come out till recently, to my family,
Wow.
because it's been hard for them to really comprehend and understand how anxiety works and what it is. Um, so it's really been hard trying to navigate that relationship and that aspect. But everybody else, when I finally came out about it and was saying, this is what I've done, this is what I've struggled with, I think it's been easier for me to heal and move on, because you realize who's for you in your life will be there,
Mm-hmm.
um, and who isn't for you will leave. And so it actually helps, because I don't think people understand the people you surround yourself with mean almost everything, because that's also what triggered me a lot or caused my anxiety, because it was who I was around, the mindset that they have, the words that they spoke over me, all of those things really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So when I opened up about what I was struggling with, it really was an eye opener to see who would actually push you towards growth and healing, and who would want you to stay that past version of yourself that is in their minds. And once I really got help and seeked help and changed my mindset, I realized that I cannot always be the version of somebody else, that of me in their heads as they want me to be. And I'm not going to try to anymore. In the moment I told myself that I'm not going to be that person, is when I actually started to see change.
That's awesome. I'm glad you've had the ability to do that and see change for yourself.
Thanks.
So who have you reached out to? Do you take medication, therapy? What made
Mhm.
you get help?
So I don't do medication for my anxiety and things like that. I actually do essential oils. Hands down, my favorite thing ever. I do essential oils, and obviously I go to therapy. I definitely have therapy sessions. Um, I've also just changed my habits when it comes to exercise and eating. Like, I don't think people realize that actually plays a huge factor in it as well.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
It's an overall health thing. But I use essential oils all the time. Like my diffuser is usually always on. And most people don't believe in it, but it actually genuinely works. Like you can rub like lavender or something and mix it and diffuse it onto the temples, and it literally calms you down. Like there's some for like when you're sleeping and things like that. And so I've always taken that natural route when it comes to helping with my anxiety or things like that. So if you see me at nationals, like rubbing essential oils on my wrist, you know why.
No, you are totally fine. I know the one time on our way to Forum, we stopped at a Cracker Barrel. I don't know if I said it right. And I was looking at the essential oils and I have so much tension right here. And I was like, there's a tension one. I put it on. It literally worked in minutes. I have an oil diffuser
Hmm.
myself, gonna be working night shift. I turn it on and put some lavender oil in because it helps with sleep and it really does help.
Yeah, I've learned to like mix some together, because you could like there's like different recipes for like what you want, like, whether it's relaxation or sleep, and they all work. So
Yeah.
I have to have one in like every room.
Yeah, definitely crazy how that does work. Is there
Mhm.
anything else you'd like to say for those who are watching?
If those who struggle with it or they don't, I think I've always wanted to just let everybody know that your growth and your progression is not linear. Like healing isn't linear. It looks different day by day. So even though I'm Miss Texas, at the end of the day, I'm also Jasmine.
Mhm.
And just like you, we're more than just a crown and banner. Everybody says that, but honestly, just because we have the crown and banner doesn't mean we don't have mental health struggles and days where we just don't want to do it either.
Mhm.
And in all honesty, that's how some of my days look. Like I honestly have anxiety attacks some days, but it doesn't stop me from being who I am and who I will become. And it doesn't stop you either. So if you struggle with any of these things, or you have a friend or family member who struggles with these things, just know it takes a lot of patience, love, care, and grace. I think that's been the biggest thing for me is extending grace to myself and other people. Because once you learn how to do that for yourself, then imagine how much you can just affect other people, but not in a fake way, but it's actually genuine.
Mhm.
It's actually you want to see somebody else heal just like you want to see yourself. And the younger version of you would thank yourself every single day for the growth that you're taking and for the steps that you're taking little by little to make sure you're healed for not only yourself, but the future generations after you.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, guys. So I have one last message that I like my guests to say. Jasmine, would you mind saying that?
Absolutely. You guys, I want you to know that you are enough, you are valued, and you are worthy. And if you're struggling with any mental health issues or just having a mental health crisis, don't be afraid to call the number 1-800-273-8255.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And
Of
Jasmine, where
course.
can we all follow you for those who are listening?
So I actually don't have two accounts. I just made it one this time because I wanted people to see that my passionate life is the same for my personal life. And
Mhm.
so that can be on Instagram at Miss Jasmine Renee.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Jasmine. Your story is
Thank you.
beautiful. I'm so glad that you're still here today. And I believe that just this little video will make a difference.
Thanks.